Hi, my name's Bill Forsyth with Southwire, and today we're talking about Southwire's MHB 4000 hydraulic bender. Today, I'm going to give you some tips and techniques to help improve the success of your bends and make the bending experience more enjoyable. Let's get started. Make sure you install the follow bar correctly. The rear end of the follow bar has 2 right angle tabs. The front end has only 1 right angle tab. Insert the end with the 2 right angle tabs between the main cylinder forks first. You'll need to rotate it slightly in order to insert it between the forks. Again, make sure the end with the 2 right angle tabs is to the rear. Similarly, the bending shoe must be installed correctly. Notice how the bending shoe is shaped and that there's a hole in the longer end. When you install it in the bender, the long end with the hole points forward. It's also critically important to use the correct pinhole at the top of the shoe. Notice that there are 2 holes. One hole is used when bending EMT conduit. The other hole is used when bending rigid or IMC conduit. And here are 2 ways that you can check to make sure that you're using the right hole. First, notice the arrow cast into the shoe. The arrow points to the EMT hole. The other hole is for rigid and IMC conduit. Second, notice the label on the cylinder fork. This label helps you identify which hole to use when you're bending EMT or rigid or IMC conduit. After you've installed the follow bar, the bending shoe, and your conduit, you'll need to install the hook. Ensure that the shoe is raised high enough so it can be pushed rearward. Then stand at the front of the bender and using your left shoulder, press against the shoe and push it rearward. At the same time, use your left hand to lift the hook under the conduit, with the holes in the hook aligning with the hole in the front of the shoe. Once the holes are aligned, fully insert the hook pin. Depending on the length of the conduit, slide the chain vise as far rearward as possible so it's supporting the longest possible length of conduit. Engage the chain and tighten it so it's snug. The chain does not need to be very tight. Ensure that the follow bar is pushed back as far as it will go. Push the bending shoe and the hook rearward. Position the hook so that it is hanging vertically and that the gap between the edge of the hook and the front surface of the follow bar is about 3/8 inch or less. Before the bending process begins, you want the hook seated firmly against the conduit and hanging vertically. You don't want it tilted fore or aft. Briefly press the bend button on the pendant to slowly begin lowering and rotating the bending shoe. As the shoe lowers and begins to rotate, the shoe and the hook will begin to tighten against the conduit. While doing this, hold the hook vertical so that it continues to hang straight and the bottom of the conduit firmly seats against the hook. If the hook becomes tilted, just press return on the pendant, loosen the joint, and reposition the hook. If the hook is not firmly seated against the conduit may slip during the bend. Well, thanks for watching today. I really hope that you found the tips and techniques that we talked about beneficial, and then you'll have successful bends with the Southwire MHB 4000. If you need more information, just visit southwire.com.